Welcome to The Returning Raven, Clarity Points for Truth. I'm your host, Dr. Alana Arguello. Today's Look Closer video, Whore of Babylon, Hurting Veterans. We are going to take a closer look again at the real face of yoga. In the last section of my book, I address how the actual uncorrupted medical data consistently shows that yoga is not good for those with PTSD, anxiety, and depression, as it can increase symptoms, even cause psychotic breaks, as well as dissociation, depersonalization, and derealization. This is such a concern that some of the non-believing academic world is attempting to find out why, which should be obvious, as the philosophy of yoga is to dismantle the mind. But they are trying to figure out specifics and how to better inform practitioners and educate teachers to monitor and protect this from happening. You'd think that if something is causing damage, it'd be better to just reject it. But the lure and sway of yoga has convinced the non-believing world into thinking that they can simply figure out how to manage its effects. Despite the reported harm to those with PTSD, some continue to introduce yoga and certain yoga practices to our military and veterans. Since yoga is not good for those with PTSD and is under scrutiny and real research regarding the damage it can cause, how is it that it continues to be offered as a solution to those that served this country? It's very upsetting to me as a military spouse. My husband served and was medically retired from the Special Forces, so we see what is being offered firsthand. We even just got an email for soft families to join in, spouses to join in along with them, a specific type of yoga practice. This is a sort of thing that is upsetting any day of the week for me. But this particular invitation struck an even more serious chord because they were offering something called Nidra yoga, a type of yoga you need to be aware of for your children and loved ones, because it is getting heavily pushed not just to military veterans, but also in the schools. In fact, there's a forward-moving campaign to make it more widespread coming out of Northern California. Let's briefly look at the real face of Nidra yoga. Nidra is sleeping, but it's really an in-between state. The process has you conjure your inner resource in your heart to get to this place. Side note here, doesn't the Bible say that the heart is desperately wicked? Probably not a good place to go try to conjure something. And usually, conjuring is not an it, it's a who. The process toward Nidra is a movement that happens in you as you do the physical yoga exercises that includes tremors before the sleep state. But that's not the final place or the step in the process. The process in order is generally bliss, ascent, trembling, or tremors, the sleep part, the in-between. Then whirling or pervasion. Another side note. Pervasion is an influence or physical effect that spreads throughout, usually something that is not considered good or desirable. But nonetheless, Nidra yoga wants to pervade you. Pervasion, meaning to transcend to a place of full awareness of the true, authentic self, the God, all God. It's the highest level of consciousness where one dissolves or dismantles, closes down a unique individual identity, a surrendering that will stop the belief of being a created being. This end goal, the state, is referred in the process as inebriation or spiritual drunkenness. In addition to achieving the realization, there's no separation, all is God, there's also the promise to attain powers over time and practice, including not feeling pain, being numb to pain and suffering. And who gives this transcendent experience of godhood, of spiritual drunkenness? She does. The goddess, the same goddess that's worshipped in Tantra philosophy or tantric yoga practices. The part of yoga's system that says old traditions of morality should be canceled, flipped on their head. Literally, what is called good should be called evil, and what is evil should be called good. That all areas that are called immoral should be called moral. The same philosophy that pushes trans-neutral. Sometimes Nidra refers to the most ancient of Hindu goddesses, but also Nidra is referred as the goddess herself. So when you hear Nidra yoga being offered to veterans and children, make sure you call a spade a spade. Call it for what it is, goddess yoga. This goddess is described in the text as bloodthirsty and alcohol-loving, and she causes hallucinations. In other words, has you see and believe amazing things that are not real and are false. And she does so by enchanting or charming, bewitching you. She casts a spell on you. Doesn't the scriptures, like in the last book of the Bible, the Revelation of Jesus Christ, warn about a female power or goddess, a pagan adulterous whore that is for all sexual immorality, that seduces the masses, making them drunk on her ways? And isn't she the bloodthirsty one with the blood of the saints on her hands? The drunken, bloody, thirsty goddess that deceives the world into all sorcery and immorality. Wake up, church. Get the pagan worship out. Get the yoga out. Stop being numbed out by yoga. Get out from the spell of its goddess. Make the real commitment today. Choose whom you will serve and worship in truth. I'm Dr. Alana Arguello. See you at the next Clarity Point.